Hey, I'm Tron, and this is Word, the chapter a day video Bible reading plan. Through 33 verses in Genesis 18, we see Abraham and God interacting. One day, the Lord and two angels appear outside Abraham's tent to visit with him. The visitors are treated well, and Sarah comes up in conversation, which she overhears. They will have a son. Sarah laughs to herself and is caught by the Lord. Two of the visitors leave to give God's judgment to Sodom and Gomorrah. The Lord stays behind, and Abraham reasons with him about judgment and mercy on account of the righteous. When the Lord first comes to visit Abraham, Sarah makes some food, and the host entertains the guests as they eat. When Sarah eavesdrops, she hears the promise and chuckles, as we see in verses 11 and 12. Abraham and Sarah were both very old by this time, and Sarah was long past the age of having children. So she laughed silently to herself and said, "How could a worn-out woman like me enjoy such pleasure, especially when my master, my husband, is also so old?" It's hard to say why she did what she did, because Abraham had recently been told by God the very same thing. It could be Abraham didn't tell her, but you would think she would at least have an explanation as to why her husband and husband's names had changed after the last encounter. Maybe she forgot, or maybe suddenly it got a bit too real for her. But God knows, and asks in the following verses 13 and 14. Then the Lord said to Abraham, "Why does Sarah laugh? Why does she say, 'Can an old woman like me have a baby?' Is anything too hard for the Lord? I will return about this time next year, and Sarah will have a son." Sarah is embarrassed and tries to cover up her indiscretion with a lie, denying everything in verse 15. Sarah was afraid, so she denied it, saying, "I didn't laugh." But the Lord said, "No, you did laugh." You can't hide from God, and He has the last word. He will stand by what He has said. As the other two heavenly visitors leave, and Abram is included in the reason for their visit, he must have realized that his extended family would be in jeopardy, and politely tries to nudge the Lord away from destruction. In the conversation with God, Abraham realizes how far the Lord is willing to go for those who love Him, and also how deprived the area slated for righteous judgment is. In verse 32 shows where Abraham's inquiry ends. Finally, Abraham said, "Lord, please don't be angry with me if I speak one more time. Suppose only 10 are found there." And the Lord replied, "Then I will not destroy it for the sake of the 10. God is a patient, loving Father to His children, but He's also just and fair in His actions. Death and destruction again comes to rebellion, but that will be tomorrow in chapter 19. Until then, Word.